Hi guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers. Today I'm going to tell you a deep dark secret. It's where you find the absolute best Italian handbags in Florence. Now, guys, before you tune out, I'm telling you this is vital information. If you want to be a hero to your lady, you will listen and you will go and get her something beautiful from there. And ladies, don't deny yourself this treat when you go to Florence. You just have to go there. Hi guys, I want to tell you a little story as to how I discovered this treasure of beautiful Italian leather handbags. I had a website. It was called Chasing La Bella Vita, and it was a really nice website. It was getting some traction, and I decided I wanted to sell Italian leather handbags on my website. So I went over to Florence, and for several days I was on my bike all over Florence trying to find somebody that would be interested in selling me enough that I could actually sell a few on my website. I wasn't going to make like a huge store or anything. I just wanted to hand pick them and sell them on the website. So nobody seemed all that interested but what happened was, after a couple days of an extremely frustrating search on my bicycle, I was riding down, I think it's via Giuseppe Verdi in Florence, and I saw this man come out of a store, and he had a leather apron on, and I looked and it was a handbag store, and I was like, oh yay, okay, good, this is great. And it was Signor Moretti, and I'm going to tell you all about him and his store. So I slammed on the brakes and I put my bike, locked it up and went in, and I was looking around, and one thing that I noticed in his store versus the other stores in Florence that I had already been in, his designs were very, very different. A lot of the stores that I saw had the same, cookie cut out designs all over. They were the same ones that were in the, the street markets that you go there. And they were nice, but they all had the same thing. Now, Moretti's was totally different, all different kinds and beautiful, beautiful creations and really well made. So I approached him and I said, oh, Senor, I'm looking to sell handbags on my website, and I'd like to sell some of yours. And he said, okay. And he sat me down, which I thought was very interesting. He and his family have been doing this for generations. And he sat me down and he says, I'm not going to sell you any handbags. And I was like, what? He says, here. And he gave me a whole lesson on handbags, how to tell the good from the bad, how to know which ones you should buy and which ones to avoid. And I'm going to give you a little bit of that insight here. So basically what he said was, there's a lot of mass-produced Italian leather handbags. They're pretty nice, they're okay. But a lot of them have blemishes. They're not made with super high quality leather. They can have cuts in them. And what he did, he gave me a homework assignment. And he says, go out into the street and go to all the markets and look at all these handbags. And I did. And I hardly found one single one that was without a blemish or a ripped seam or something like that. And I came back and I went, wow. And he says, now I'm going to show you my handbags. As I mentioned, they're all unique and individual, and he comes up with his own designs. He has a little group that they share designs with, so they all have beautiful, beautiful stuff. One of the things I noticed is the super high quality, not only the outside of the bag, but also the inside. There's always the little section for your iPhone or whatever phone you have, and that's always really nice. There's beautiful zippers inside. They all come with a shoulder thing so that you can put it over your shoulder and everything else. But what I loved, when you walk into his shop, you're like a kid in a candy store. There's color everywhere. There's different styles everywhere. And honest to God, last time I was there with my friend Trish, we had to buy a huge suitcase just to bring them all back because we bought them for everybody we knew. Long story short, I did not end up selling them on Chasing La Bella Vita. I ended up giving them away as gifts, keeping a lot for myself because they're so beautiful. And every time I go to Florence, I go visit Signor Moretti and I buy more handbags. They're just, first of all, they're extremely affordable. He told me himself that he loves doing this. He loves making them so that people can afford to buy them. You're not going to buy $200 or $300, for a handbag. This handbag, for example, I think I paid 89 euros for it, and it's beautiful. So, and I have a couple of other of his bags here, some that I'm using right now, some I'm not. This is one of my favorites. It's a little bow bag, but so cute. Look at that. And then he also has these little messenger bags like these. These are very inexpensive, and they're so pretty. And look, there's the Moretti design, super soft, beautiful, beautiful leather. And my favorite bag so far, this is one I've been using for a year now. It's like a little backpack, and I take it everywhere, and I'm using the heck out of it, and it still looks new. So those are the bags that I have, but you really have to go. So ladies, here you go. That's where you go in Florence. As soon as you get off the train, go there and visit Signor Moretti. Tell him Chris sent you, he knows me. And men, if you want to be a hero to your lady, you will study my words well, because these are fantastic handbags, and if you give her one of these, you're just going to be, you're going to be in clover. So anyway, that's my pitch for the best Italian handbags in Florence. Definitely go around and do what I did. Go around and look at all the products that you see in the shops and in the markets and things like that. Get a really good look, and then go to Moretti's shop, and I'm sure he'll show you all the ins and outs of his handbags too. So there you go. I'll see you there, maybe. I definitely want to know what you're going to end up with.